Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the BatChat changes because I fucking hate them. Basically, I guess I'll pull up the website here. Hopefully I have it. Yeah, here we are. Here are the changes as to what I found in regards to the BatChat 25T SuperTest. So these are in no way set in stone, but they are someone brought them forward, like these were considered and implemented into the game, and this is what the dailybounce.net has to say about the changes. So changes to the gun will make the tank more comfortable to play due to better parameters. I mean, okay, but will significantly reduce the changes of taking down a vehicle with a single clip. So my understanding is that this is probably a typo. They probably meant to say chances. And I mean, to me, this doesn't make any sense, but whatever. I mean, I wonder if the person who's written this has ever played a BatChat, because BatChat never clips tanks out. It just doesn't. Even with my setup here, you can see I've got GLD, V-stab, food, 5 skills. Like, wait, what did I say? I said GLD, V-stab, Vents, food. I have some of the best gun handling that's possible for the BatChat, and most of the time I hit 3 to 4 shots out of a clip. Like, that's my pen consistency. So I really don't understand why this would be added to the game, like from a dev's perspective, because the BatChat never clips tanks out. Changes to reload time and the addition of 1 shell to clip size. I think they're saying that the clip is 1 shell bigger will make this vehicle more fearful on the battlefield and will increase its survivability. So I don't understand this, because my understanding is that if a vehicle has its chances of taking down a vehicle with a single clip, that would reduce its fear factor, right? If you see a tank that can't clip you out, my understanding is that that would be less scary. But here it says, we'll make this vehicle more fearful on the battlefield. So within one paragraph, there's a bit of contradiction right there, and will increase its survivability. So they've added a clip. I just don't understand what, like, this paragraph seems to be very contradictory to me, but whatever. It's not actual changes. It's just written by some guy who's probably never played a BatChat. Here's the image changes. I mean, I think the BatChat looks significantly worse. I actually think this BatChat here looks like, this is the, I don't like the size of the turret, but whatever, it's a visual model. I mean, it doesn't really impact the game that much. And here are the changes to the tanks. So this is where I sort of have a problem, because I have 2 problems with this. Number 1 is why. Number 2 is why. So here we go. You can see that the hit points, armor, things like that haven't really changed. The biggest things that have changed is the penetration, the damage, the clip size, and I think the reload time. I actually don't know the reload time on my BatChat, so whatever. You can see it's got 252 pen and 278 gold pens. So I don't understand the logic behind this, because again, I feel like the devs have never played World of Tanks, or whoever's come up with this decision has never, like, I just don't understand. You see 252 pen in tier 10 games, it's already got, I think, 259, maybe 260. Like, the BatChat doesn't pen things. It just doesn't. The way the BatChat works is you put out 5 shots and you hope 2 to 4 hit and pen, you know? Like, that's the best you can do. And lately, with the current meta of, you know, tanks like the mouse, really, unless, like, what's a realistic fighting range? Something like this, you're not going to hit this and pen it consistently, even with, you know, my setup of food and vents and BIA, which increases accuracy to 0.33. So it's like, you're never going to hit this reliably. Why would you force tanks to aim for weak spots in a game that doesn't have weak spots anymore? So, I mean, I could pull up the Type 5 and just illustrate my point again. And the thing is, these are extremely popular. How do I do this? I don't know how to work this website. The thing is, the mouse, the Type 5 Heavy, these are extremely popular tanks, and they're basically just saying, I don't even want the BatChat to be able to fight these things with gold. That just makes no sense. Like, I could pull up the Type 5, but I don't really see how this new nerfed BatChat would be able to pen a lot of the super heavy tanks that are extremely popular in tier 10 nowadays, with 278 gold pen. Like, really, Wargame? Do you play this game by any chance? You can see the average damage is 300, and I mean, that's understandable, I guess. I could see maybe instead of having instead of forcing the change on the BatChat, giving a second gun with these stats. But I don't like the idea of forcing someone to play what's basically is like a TVP. If I wanted a TVP, I'd have one. But there's a reason that I've had the tier 9 and I just haven't played it. It's because it's no fun. The BatChat's actually challenging to play. So, yeah, like I said, if I wanted a TVP, I would get a TVP. But forcing 300 alpha on someone and 6 shells is just like, why would I want a 6 shell TVP? I don't even like the 4 shells. So, reload time 34. I don't even know the stock reload time on the BatChat with my setup. Reload time between shots 2.4. I think on the BatChat it's a bit longer, but I mean, who cares? Aiming time 2.5. This stat right here is useless. So basically the main changes have been made to the pen and alpha, and I don't understand why you would nerf pen in the current meta. It just makes no sense. They're basically trying to make the BatChat useless in tier 10 gameplay because where's the type? Where's the type? Let's find this. Granvan mouse, where's the type? No, I'm an idiot. Type 5. There we go. So, like, this is another extremely popular tank in the game currently. If you look at the 3D model, we'll turn it to visual. What is it? What's the pen here? 278. Let's find a single place on this tank that has 278. So, if we were in the BatChat right here, it would be a 50-50 pen at a flat angle, like literally flat. Let's see. This would be flat. So 278. Like, gold is gonna semi-reliably pen this guy's lower plate if you're lucky. This is obviously a no pen. This is like, again, 50-50, 50-50, 50-50, 50-50. Like, there's no they're reducing weak spots even more with this. Why would they do this? I don't understand. So effectively what I'm trying to get at is, like, if you're fighting at a type 5 heavy from, I don't know, any sort of reasonable range like this, the accuracy isn't even going to reliably hit this guy, and by the time, like, range, you lose pen over range with, like, APCR, which I assume is going to be the gold round. By the time it hits this guy, you're not penning his weak spots unless you're this close to him and you're, like, below him at a flat angle. It's just not going to happen. So effectively, they're trying to buff heavy tanks even further. And I don't understand, because if you pull up the average win rate of a lot of the most popular heavy tanks in the game, I made 2 recordings of this, but you can see, like, why are they nerfing the BatChat when the mouse exists? 55.85% average win rate. The average win rate of players is 48% or something. So if someone with a 48% win rate can buy a mouse and get a 55% win rate in it, that's like a 7% increase. That shouldn't exist. Why does this exist? And why are they wasting time on nerfing the BatChat? Like, anyways, I'll just keep going. Type 5 heavy is very similar. It's a bit less pronounced, but you can see 53%. Like, why should someone with a 48% win rate be able to buy a tank and have their win rate go up by 5%? This type of thing shouldn't be happening. It's just, I just don't understand. I mean, I'm not a dev. I don't have access to the stats they do, but to me, why would you nerf a unique tank in the game and basically make it a 6-round TVP? If they want a 6-round TVP, just give the TVP a second gun. Or if they want the BatChat to be more diverse, just give the BatChat another gun. Like, let people XP the gun. I've had this same feeling with the FV402 in tier 10. I don't like them significantly changing tier 10 tanks that people have worked towards. You know, because some people are really proud of those tier 10 tanks. Like, for me, my very first tier 10 3 mark was the FV402. And then they just changed it into the Centurion Action X, which is nowhere near as interesting as the 4202 was. So they basically just gave it a Leopard 1's gun. So, I don't understand. They shouldn't. My impression of the FV4202 change was that they just should have had a second tier 10 coming off from the Centurion 7.1, and they should have left the 4202 as a tier 10 instead of making it a shitty tier 7 medium, so, or tier 8 medium. So, I mean, I don't understand wargaming. I don't like the changes that they're making to tier 10 tanks. Like, people have worked towards these tanks. People have spent real money free XPing to a lot of these tanks, and they're suddenly nerfing them. Like, they're totally changing them. To me, that's like I don't understand. I hesitate to say unacceptable because it's not my game, but that's my feeling. It's like, why would I even get tier 10 tanks anymore if the risk, like, is worth, if there's a high risk of them being changed? The waffle was understandable. I didn't have a waffle, but if I did, I would have been okay with the waffle's changes to the Grill 15. but I don't approve of them adding tier 10. They shouldn't have even added the waffle to the game. There's a ton of tanks they shouldn't have added to the game that I feel warrant a change. But the only people who say that BatChat is overpowered are people who've never played a BatChat. That's just the simple, like, anyone who owns a BatChat does not think this tank needs a nerf because it's very hard to play. That's just the way it is. Even though it's an autoloader, it's one of those autoloaders where you have to live all game and you have to do, like, you have to be very careful. If one mistake is made, you lose all your HP. So, I don't understand why the hell anyone would decide that this tank of all tanks in the game needs a change. But there are my thoughts in it. I'm not wargaming, so I mean, wargaming also decided the T22 should be added to the game, so that's just the way it is. And the mouse and the E5 and the waffle. I meant like the mouse should be buffed and the E5 should be. Anyways, bye. I hope, you know, that answers your question. I sort of went on a bit of a tangent, but yep. I was polite as I could be in this video. Thanks for watching, guys.